Two girls on the street just randomly gave me this flower. I save places on my Google Maps whenever something inspires me. There are hundreds of them. Cafes, tiny streets, lakes, mountains. Probably whatever you can think of, it's there. It's like a treasure chest of dreams I hope to visit one day. The night before, I hadn't slept much. I was nervous, I was excited, and the fear of missing my early morning train kept me up. But once the train began moving, the whole world outside my window felt like it was waking up with me. Writing in my journal, watching the sunrise as the train went by, it was like something inside of me was able to relax finally. Before reaching Interlaken, a man sat across from me. He must have been in his late 70s, and his warm hello caught me off guard. In big cities like Milan, it's rare for people to do that. I've unfortunately become used to keeping my head down, avoiding eye contact. It became second nature. But this old Swiss man was different. He asked me about my trip, he told me about his family, and he wished me well. That was it. It wasn't a long conversation, but it stayed with me. Maybe because he reminded me a bit of my dad, or maybe because his kindness felt so rare. I couldn't stop smiling after that. It reminded me that the smallest gestures, a hello, a kind word, they can affect people in ways we don't even realize.
Arriving at Interlaken Ost, terminus station. There is a connection to Lucerne.
Stepping off the train in Interlaken, I felt like I had entered another world. The air felt fresh and crisp. We are here, and I think this is one of the most beautiful places I've ever been. Like, the scenery is so pretty and the sun is shining, and I think it snowed yesterday, and it's just so beautiful. After dropping my luggage off at the hostel storage room, I decided to go to Lake Brienz, one of the places I had saved on my map. Originally, I planned to stop halfway along the lake, but a kind staff member who helped me to buy the train tickets suggested that I go to the very last stop, and I'm so glad that I listened. There are moments in life that feel too beautiful to put into words. Walking along that lake, with the snow melting under the sun and water shimmering like something out of a dream, was one of those moments. I kept walking, saying hello to strangers, and for the first time in a long time, I felt like a weight had been lifted off my shoulders. Like I could just breathe and be. It reminded me of how healing nature can be, and how it invites you to exist without any expectations. There's actually no one here, like on this pathway. so it's really nice and I don't feel as awkward talking to this camera. The video doesn't capture how beautiful it is, and I'm so sad that it doesn't, and I wish that my camera was better quality so that I could show you, because it is so beautiful. In person it's 100 times more pretty. I definitely want to come back in the summer and see what it's like then. My hair is a mess, but please don't mind, it's quite windy. But like, all of the people that I've seen walking on this path are so friendly. Like, they say hi, and I also said hi, and then because of that I started saying hi first. And I feel like, I don't know, in other places that doesn't happen so often. I don't know where I'm going right now. I'm just walking and walking and walking, but it's a really nice walk. In this kind of place, it's quite nice to be alone. It's so quiet, and just to hear like the sounds of birds chirping or the snow melting. It's so relaxing. That evening, I wandered into a grocery store and to a little cafe where I treated myself to some hot cocoa. It was rich and warm, like a hug in a cup. On my way back, while I was settling with the fact that I was in an unfamiliar city all by myself, something unexpected happened. Two strangers, two girls, stopped me on the street and suddenly handed me a rose. But in that moment, their kindness felt like a quiet reminder. The world can be soft and beautiful if you let it. I think this was one of the best days ever, honestly. I feel so happy today, and it's been a while since I felt like this. And I have gloves and a hat this time because yesterday my hands were so cold. next morning, I woke up early and decided to visit Grindelwald, another dreamy spot I had saved. On the train, I met the absolutely sweetest family. Originally from India, but living in Barcelona for over 20 years. They told me about their travels and their restaurant, which I hope to visit someday soon. And their warmth felt like sunshine on a cold day. And it reminded me that connection doesn't always require a lot of effort. It just happens when you're open to it. Their daughter even subscribed to this channel too. Hi, if you're watching. Grindelwald was like stepping into a snow globe. I wandered up the mountains, found a tiny coffee shop, and just sat with my thoughts. Being alone there felt comforting, although a bit more lonely because I was surrounded by families and couples. I just kept walking and walking until there was no one. I actually have no idea where I'm going, so I'm just trying to go up. And if I get lost, I guess I'll use the map later. But for now, I'm just walking, and it's very pretty. And now there are less people, I guess because it's higher up. And I don't know, it's nicer, but there's no people. See, oh, it's so pretty. I went up quite a bit, but I decided I will go back down because I need to go to the bathroom and it doesn't seem like there's any place to go here. So I will try to go to the coffee shop that I mentioned earlier, but it's been really nice just walking without any direction actually. I haven't been thinking that much, which is good. It's a good healing time for overthinking. Little footprints on the roof, footprints in the snow. Just walking back the same way that I came, but it's quite icy, so I'm doing my best not to slip. is my last day here. The place that we're going to is a castle ruin. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce it, but I'll put the name somewhere on the screen. And I saw some pictures of it posted recently on Google Maps, and it looked pretty interesting. So we'll see. I hope it's nice, even though it's cloudy and rainy. I hope it doesn't rain too much. It's nice. It seems like a nice walk. I spent the morning wandering and letting my thoughts drift. I walked for over an hour back. On the way, I stumbled into a McDonald's and tried the Swiss McRaclette, and it was a nice warm place to sit down after walking in the cold. I got some warm tea, and the tea bag was one of the fanciest that I have ever seen. For the 3 days that I was there, I'd been watching paragliders float above the mountains, thinking next time I come here, I'll definitely try that. But then it hit me. What if there isn't a next time? In the last 3 hours before my train back to Milan, I booked it. Flying above the mountains and feeling the cold air rush past was like nothing I'd ever experienced in my life before. My guide, who had made this her life's work, told me how she chose this path because it made her happy. And it made me think, why shouldn't we all do that? We should follow what lights us up, even if it's scary or uncertain. Life is too short to wait for the perfect time. Whether it's saying hello, chasing a dream, or letting yourself be still in a moment, don't wait. This trip wasn't just about visiting somewhere new. It felt like stepping into a space where I could reconnect with myself. Through the awe-inspiring landscapes, the warmth of strangers, and those quiet moments where it was just me and myself, I started to understand the beauty of being alone, but not lonely. I hope this video inspires you to cherish your own moments alone. Whether it's wandering through an unfamiliar place, pouring your heart into a journal, or simply sharing a smile with someone you've never met. Sometimes taking a leap, whether it's booking a last-minute trip or deciding to fly through the sky, leads to memories you'll carry forever. Thank you for sharing this journey with me, and if you've been hesitating to take that solo trip or feel unsure about spending time alone, I hope this video reminds you that there's so much beauty in exploring the world and yourself at your own pace. You don't have to be lonely when you're alone. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Have you ever ventured out on your own or done something that felt completely outside your comfort zone? I'd love to hear your stories and your thoughts. And if this is your first time here, welcome. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'd love it if you'd like to join me for more reflections and adventures. And until next time, take care and see you in the next video.